trying day, man. I mean, it's like I hurt myself. Gina hurt herself. My wife cut her foot on a bottle that exploded down the basement. Yep, for all those Death Eater fans and all those just waiting for Death Eater, it's going to be a little bit slower. You know, I got to stretch what I got. But that Death Eater, man, that's the truth. The whole bottle blew up, you know. But that was just the tea. That wasn't ambrosia. So that's some good news. Right now I'm sipping on some lemon ginger. Call it the Justice League. Actually, we're going to change the name to Dynamic Trio just to stop any problems with copyright issues and stuff like that. So we're going to call it the Dynamic Trio. You know what I'm saying? That lemon, lime, and ginger with this ambrosia floating in it. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this to sparkle. You know what I'm saying? But that lemon lime, I'm thinking that lemon lime and that ginger combination is making it hard for the probiotics to take action, to making it hard for the yeast and the bacteria to do anything. So, but it's smooth, good, and hot. I'm gonna make it a little bit hotter on the next batch. But I got about 7 bottles of this. So, all right. So now, before we get into it, what I want to do right now is I want to make sure that y'all know what's going on with this ambrosia. So what I'm going to do is I am going to read a little bit from a post that I made on my blog, and you're welcome to go see it. I invite you to see it. The latest one is called That Death Eating Ambrosia, and this is the one I've been talking about because I want you to listen to just a little bit of this blog. You can find it at Gye-Nyame Journey. I posted it up. It posted up tonight at 8:30. So we'll start. Boom, boom. Death Eating Ambrosia is a result of years of struggling and thinking on how I could help bring value into others' lives. It is said that if you want to be a millionaire, figure out how to bring value into the life of 1 million people. What better value can I bring into others' lives than health? The Death Eater is a true ambrosia. The herbs in the drink are affordable, available for everyone, and powerful. These herbs can be found in your own yard, and you don't even have to look hard. These herbs, even though they have been poisoned, built over, or crushed underfoot, still rise. They refuse to die. In a sense, they eat death just like an immortal being. They adapt, overcome, and return as if nothing ever happened. What a powerful metaphor for those on a journey. These herbs exemplify everything we should be, so why not use them? Why not tap into the power that these herbs come from? Through the herbs themselves. Dandelion and burdock are such powerful herbs, but they are often overlooked because they are not exotic. After reading up on these herbs, I could never figure out how to introduce them to my people. Then that ambrosia was born, and now you have it. You can get your dose of these herbs in an affordable drink and move towards building your legacy and health. Dandelion, also known as the pesky yellow flower that destroys the beauty of those giant wastes of land that we call yards, is incredible. It has been used for years as a home remedy, food, and drink. This dandelion is known for herb is one of the most versatile herbs on the planet, but yet it rarely gets any credit. This herb is said to be helpful in your fight with acne, anemia, lack of energy, cancer, spleen, and the bones, insomnia, digestive, acid reflux, kidneys, cramps, and bladder problems. It also has been used in folk medicine to break down. Hold on, I skipped. Boom, boom, boom. Kidney, cramps, bladder. It also has been used in folk medicine to break down stones in the system, clean and build the blood. It was used to fight colds and flu. The herbalist also prescribed it to help with diabetes, and lastly is said to help in old age. Burdock. cleans the blood, and by cleaning the blood, you become more energetic. It is said that it helps with the kidney, bladder, cystis, hemorrhoids, gout, and issues with tonsils. This herb also is said to help you lose weight, helps to clean out the digestive system by cleaning out the colon and intestines, help clear the lungs, and for those of you living dangerously, it has also been reported to help get rid of gonorrhea. The most important story I hear about this super herb is that it helps clean the liver. So that's just some of the stuff from that death-eating ambrosia. But if I go down a little bit farther, we got that lemon lime ambrosia, right? But the whole piece is, I want y'all to think about this. This is not because I'm not prescribing and saying that this is what these things are going to do. I'm sharing information that I have found with people who have used it. They tell you what they used it for, and you even have some people who say that these herbs have helped them, whether we're talking about lemon lime and ginger, or whether we're talking about the burdock and the dandelion root. It helps. And with the honey and stuff, it's becomes a very powerful elixir or tonic, right? So now, just the ambrosia alone, but when you add other stuff, it helps you. It is said it can help with obesity, diabetes, depression, fatigue, arthritis, skin condition, acid reflux, constipation, diarrhea, frequent infection, poor memory and concentration, AD or ADHD, many autoimmune diseases included, but not limited to rheumatoid arthritis, Crohn's, and ulcerative colitis. Now, so by you drink, I won't even get into it, but I'm just saying, look, also, the most important piece to remember is this. Without all that stuff, this ambrosia helps with gut health, right? We talked about what the digestive system is composed of. I did that in the first ambrosia post, right? G&J presents that ambrosia. I published it on October 7th, Gye-Nyame.com, where we talk about how this is a probiotic, and by you drinking it, you are allowing these live entities to come inside of you. You're allowing the bacteria and the yeast, the healthy bacteria and yeast, to come inside of you and help you on internal maintenance of your body. They help your microbiome, right? Which is the microorganisms that you have in your body, that your body has mastered and learned how to work with and use to get you to help you live a healthy life. A lot of these diseases can be connected to, but I'm not saying are caused by, unhealthy guts. So we need to start getting our internal stuff working right? So we provided you, in a sense, some fertilizer to help grow that healthy yeast and bacteria inside of yourself to empower you, because it powers your immune system, helps with your digestive system, help with your elimination system. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, check out the ambrosia. Now, that's the ambrosia commercial. So let's move on, right? So, I am in the house now. I have to clean up the bottle. I got to rewash some other bottles and stuff like that, and prepare, because we're getting close to another round of ambrosia is going to be coming out. So those that want to support the journey, get at us. You know what I'm saying? When you give to Gye-Nyame, we give back. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in people just giving money. So every time you give Gye-Nyame money, we're gonna start giving people ambrosia that want it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe that fair trade is not robbery, right? A fair exchange is not robbery, right? So, you know, in order to get the ambrosia, there's a certain limit that you have to give so that we don't go broke just giving out ambrosia because somebody want to come in and give us 50 cents. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, this is going to allow us to take our camping trips to a whole nother level. This is going to allow us for the young men that are going to Simba, that's going to Simba, because, you know, it's going to help us get them there. It's going to help us do some of the programming that we're doing in the city. It's going to help support the groups that we do. It's going to help bring in contractors, right? It's going to help bring in masters so that they could teach the young people, a lot of us want to focus on young people. We got adults that's broken out here that need some of the stuff that's going to be coming, whether it's martial arts, whether it's drumming or African dance, whether it's meditation, whether it's physical fitness, whether it's culinary arts, whether it's brewing, teaching them how to make this ambrosia, whether it's learning and experiencing the rituals, whether it's setting up rites of passage, and rites of passage processes and vision quests for the people that are going through the transition or is trying to move up in rank in organization. So every time you spend $1 with us, understand that we're trying to find ways to flip this money in our community. This business, this kombucha business, this June business, that ambrosia business, we have entered a field that's a $1.9 billion industry, right? And there's only one industry that we're looking to break in as nation builders. This should be only one industry that we're looking at. We can't be talking about nation building if we can't control a process, right? So with this ambrosia, we are able to control a process. We are eventually going to be able to buy land where we can get water to make the ambrosia. And we could get the filters and start building the filters to filter the water so that we can have it at the quality we need when we put it in the ambrosia, right? All of the herbs and fruits, we have ways, and we have people that grow. We have black folks that grow lemons. We got black folks that grow ginger. We got black folks that grow dandelion. We got black folks that grow burdock. I mean, and if there's not, we can develop a market where they grow this, right? We can start producing our own honey. What's wrong with us getting on the land? What's wrong with us getting some beehives so we can start producing our own raw honey, right? And have the land so we know that we could tell you exactly where the bees are going to provide the pollen to develop this honey, right? You got it all right there. Green tea. We can import green tea from Ghana. We can import green tea from Senegal. You know what I'm saying? From Sierra Leone. You know what I'm saying? If we produce a market, we could start controlling that market. And when we start having something under our own control, it makes people want to deal with you just a little bit different. When they can't just shut your money off, right? When they can't just shut your production. This is why I'm saying one of the major things we have to do is we have to pick products that we can produce or have our hand in a big hand in producing it and distributing it. Why? Because that gives us income that's earned outside of everybody else, that we can go on and we have a reason to protect it. We can start paying people to protect our interest. You know what I'm saying? Because we have a product that we control. That's nation building, right? And another piece for those of you out there, right? You know, start supporting some of those local businesses, and you don't have to buy everything. You know what I'm saying? Just find a store, a black vendor, and you just purchase one thing from him. And as a group, y'all only purchase that one thing from him. If it's shea butter, whatever it is, we all get ashy. You know what I'm saying? We all get thirsty. We all get hungry. You know what I'm saying? It's something that we as a people could decide that we will buy this from no one but someone that looks like us. And we will understand that we control the whole supply, creation and supply chain of that thing. And we are creating jobs. This is an excellent opportunity. So go on to Gye-Nyame.com and you can check out those blogs. Excuse the mistakes. I'm going to go back in and hammer some of that out. But it is up there, right? So now let's get into the story because I'm already late. But before we get into the story, we got to drop that other commercial.
The word is spreading. More and more people are switching to Ambit Energy.
Well, one of my neighbors switched, and then I switched. Now the whole neighborhood has Ambit.
Who doesn't want to save money?
The word is spreading. Switching to Ambit Energy is rewarding in more ways than one.
I signed up and got a travel reward. That's nice.
Oh, I get to save on energy and on travel?
There's a cruise for two out there just a few thousand kilowatts away. I can almost smell the sunscreen.
The word is spreading. Ambit Energy even lets you earn free energy.
When I get 15 friends to switch, I get free energy. I have 15 friends. At least I think I do.
Hey, I'd be telling people to switch to Ambit anyway.
If you'd like to switch to Ambit Energy, listen to the following contact information closely. Then spread the word.
All right, you heard the man, right? Gye-Nyame Journey is a proud consultant for Ambit Energy, and we would love to service you. Right now, we are active in California, Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Indiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Texas, Virginia, and Washington, D.C. In Ohio, we are now active in Columbus. We're active in Columbus. Hold on. I can tell you right now. Where there's an AEP, Columbia Gas, Duke Energy, we got all those. We can hit all those areas. So we are in Youngstown, Cleveland there. We in Columbus. You know what I'm saying? 330 area code. Check it out. All right. So make sure you check us out. Give us opportunity to service you, right? And you know what I'm saying? They should be able to a penny at a time, man. Check it out. Like I say, like I used to say back in the day, your small change to make large change in our community, right? So those that are interested, you go to gyenamejourney.myambit.com, or if you don't want to go through all that, you're probably on Facebook right now. Go to Facebook, type in facebook.com/GNJ Energy. Go straight to our site. Go straight to our Facebook page. Click the sign up button. After you click the sign up button, you will be taken to our rates page. And on that rates page, you will be able to type in your number, your zip code, and see how much we'll charge it in your area. And you're gonna be surprised because you're gonna look at it and be like, wow. Because you ain't gonna know what you're paying already. So a lot of that stuff really don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? The issue is, are you willing to support if you can? All right. So now, I forgot to mention, first off, this is Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. You are now listening to Folk Tales for Grown Folks. I am your host, Brother Hatim. And of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simple production, where we strive all the time to blow away your old paradigm. All right, moving quickly into it because I probably won't be joined because I started the show late, and I apologize to my friends and family for that. You know what I'm saying? Especially those, man, because some of y'all, man, are really, really coming to bat to at least try the ambrosia. I am blessed and I am grateful to each and every last one of you. And you know, like I said, because a little bit of this money that y'all are giving to the journey, we about to use some of this to go out here to these woods. Now, it would be nice if somebody would come through and make a big purchase so I could go out here and get the canopies, because those that's been following us on the journey, you know that Mother Nature came through and tore our stuff up. Our canopies are destroyed. But the one good thing that came up out of that is that our young men have a story to tell, because it was a dark, stormy night. And the earth was shaking every time the lightning struck and the thunder roared. It was incredible. And they handled it. Man. You know what I'm saying? And then they had to listen to me snore because the storm was so good. I went into a deep, deep sleep. You know what I'm saying? As the wind tried to rip my shelter apart, them boys handled it. You know, some of the tents got wet, but the whole piece is we got to give our children adventures. We got to give our children things to share. right? Outside of this bullshit that they get in the streets, or the shit that's going on we got to get them things in their lives to make their lives full, so that they will know that they can survive, and that they know they have friends, and they have seen that other people get scared too, and other people get sad too, and other people get joyous about some of the same things that they have, so that they don't feel isolated, right? That's the whole piece about tribe, man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all, check this out. It's a book by this dude named Junker, and it's called Tribes, it's Tribes or something, where he talks about the suicide rates of veterans that come back from war. Now, I want you to understand the paradox of this statement. You have individuals who go and do multiple tours of duty and come back to civilian life and commit suicide. Because people are like, well, they're no longer fit. No, it's not that they no longer fit. The structure of our society no longer supports a healthy human being. What do you mean healthy human being, Brother Hatem? Human beings are social creatures. This society is teaching us that we are all separate individuals, and we should all have our own thoughts, and we should have our own things. We shouldn't share. There's enough for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But these dudes, when they're in combat, right, and they get scared together, they get sad together, they're joyous together, they have adventures, and their life is in jeopardy. They bond and they form a tribe, and in that tribe they feel whole, and they feel that they have a space. My question is, where is that for our children? Where is that for us? Right? It don't have to happen in a war zone. But unfortunately, the way things are going, that is the only place it's going to happen for us. All right, enough of that. So let's get into the story tonight. Now, I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. Here we go. The Jackdaw and the Doves. A jackdaw. Hold on, turn off. The lines are open at 594-94. No, my fault. 614-556-4535. 614. They're not receiving any audio from me. What's going on here? Check 1, check 2, check 1, check 2, check 1. I got it on this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hang up that one and call back in. All right? So, this is what we're going to do. Check 1, check 2, check 1, check computer audio. Checking the computer audio right now for those that want to join the call, just in case you want to join. I'm just checking my audio, so be patient. Check 1, 2, check. They hear my microphone, so what they talking about? All right, boom. I heard that. All right, cool. Check 1, check 2. Check 1, check 2, check 1. All right. Yep, I hear myself. All right, cool. So it's not on my end. So it's something going on with Uber conference. All right. Drop that off. All right, so now here we go. The Jackdaw and the Dove. A jackdaw sings some doves in a coat, abundantly provided with food, painted himself white and joined them in order to share their plentiful maintenance. The doves, as long as he was silent, supposed him to be one of themselves and admitted him to their coat. But when one day he forgot himself and began to chatter, they discovered his true character and drove him forth, pecking him with their beaks. Failing to obtain food among the doves, he returned to the jackdaws. They too, not recognizing him on account of his color, expelled him from living with them. So desiring two ends, he obtained neither. more time for the people. One more time for the people. I dropped the damn bookmark. I'm almost there. There you go. That's when you read this thing so much you can just find your stories. This is page 209. Man, we done read a lot of stories together. A jackdaw seeing some doves in a coat abundantly provided with food, painted himself white, and joined them in order to share their plentiful maintenance. The doves, as long as he was silent, supposed him to be one of themselves, and admitted him to their cote. But when one day he forgot himself and began to chatter, they discovered his true character, and drove him forth, pecking him with their beaks. Failing to obtain food among the doves, he returned to the jackdaws. They too, not recognizing him on account of his color, expelled him from living with them. So desiring two ends, he obtained neither. Sometimes we become greedy and we start acting outside of ourselves. We start pretending. At least that's what I'm picking up. This jackdaw was pretending. A dark bird, seeing the white birds eating good, he want their food, so he gonna pay himself white to try to fit in. Sound familiar, right? When the doves discovered, because he eventually had to express himself, you know what I'm saying? They just thought he was a strange looking dove until he opened his mouth. When he opened his mouth, they saw he was different, and they chased him out. And when he flew back to his folk, they didn't recognize him, and they threw him out. And in him trying to be greedy, right, in him trying to hustle, he ended up unraveling his life. Unraveling his life, right? Many of us, we want to fit in a place that, first off, I want to say this, because a group of doves is called a cote or a cote, I guess. And even animals have tribes, and animals that are like each other group together. And this helps in a life system, man, because a dove by himself is a dead dove. A dove by himself is a captive dove. But a dove in a coat, you know what I'm saying, has a little bit more power, has more eyes out watching around him for predators and enemies. You know what I'm saying? So animals move in groups for safety. Humans move in groups for safety. This is why you got Americans and you got English, and then inside of them we got smaller groups that make up the larger group. Now, as black folks, we got to understand, we got to start working on our smaller group. Why? Because when we start working on our smaller group, a lot of people don't even understand the paradox of this. By us working on us, everybody else benefits, right? Because as our standard of living increase, as we become better, other people around us become better. That's what a lot of us don't understand. But by us trying to make everybody else better, we are falling apart. And because we are falling apart, the country is falling apart. We allow everybody to pull us in and to focus on world issues rather than us focusing on the issues in our community. See, I'm breaking it down in the so-called community or even in our tribe. We need to start forming tribes and start looking out for each other and watch how we start growing. And as we start growing, neighboring communities will start growing along with us. Do you understand? Right? The more our dollar circulates in our community, right? The more that dollar circulates in our community, the more we are able to build. And the less other people have to build for us. You see, right now, people have to build for us and provide for us, right? And because that's happening, you know, because people producing jobs for us. People are producing places to live for us. People are producing food for us, right? And we think that we're benefiting them by just giving them our money. But that just makes more of us have to depend on them rather than us circling up and starting being able to take care of ourselves and possibly building a surplus so that we can trade with people outside of us. Do you understand? You see, that's why America got to have borders, because although There's no separation between North America, Central America, and South America, right? Don't forget Mexico. There's no separation in that land. There are borders. Human beings border themselves in because we have to have lines in which others cannot cross without showing the proper respect, paying a duty. You understand what I'm saying? Paying respect to get inside the borders. If they violate the borders, they violate the people, and the people must expel them. Your own body has a system like that. When an outsider comes into your body that does not belong, your body finds a way to either expel it or destroy it. But as black people, we don't do that. We don't do that. Anything could go down. Everybody could do what they want to do. Anybody could come in and rape us and do whatever they want. You see what I'm saying? When we start establishing our borders, we make everybody else around us healthier. And we increase the cash flow within our community, within our tribes and our community. And by increasing our cash flow, we have more expendable income so that we can actually go out and make major purchases that not only will change our lives, but it will also change people that we're trading with lives. When our children see us operating like this, they will have a different mind state about education. Because I want you to think about this. Most of our kids, because I got to a point in my life, in my education, and this was in high school. My grandfather saw me breakdancing, and he said, "Man, you are truly dedicated to that breakdancing. But if you was to grow up and stop spinning it on your head, maybe I would help you buy a car." I said, "What you mean by growing up? Get a job and work every day like you?" Now, in a sense, that was disrespectful, but the point that I was breaking down was that everybody that I seen around me that had a job, a lot of times they was too tired to do anything else. And that job ate up most of their day. So they were not really living, they were working. And my goal was, look, I want to live, I want to travel. You know what I'm saying? I remember when I ran into my dad, when I first came to Columbus and found out he was up here. I ran into him and he was like, "OJ, you still trying to get rich?" Now I was probably 18 then. You still trying to? So ever since he known me, I've been looking for different things to where I could develop and build wealth. Right? Now let's bring this back to the Doves. The Doves had their coat or their cote where they was able to compile a lot of food. And it was an outsider who wanted to come in and get there. So he disguised himself so that he could violate their rules, violate their borders, and come in. And as long as he looked like him and he operated like them, he was able to feast in the abundance. He was able to tap into the abundance. But soon as he spoke, soon as he opened his mouth and revealed his true nature, he was chased up out of there. We got people revealing their true nature right now in our communities and some of our families, right? See, because I know a lot of y'all like, "Oh, brother Tim, you can't do that with your family." But some of us got people in our family that do not exhibit the nature of that group. That sometimes need to be asked, "Yo, dog, you need to leave. Yeah, we having Thanksgiving dinner, but you're not invited over here." Or "Thanks for taking dinner. We're having a family dinner. You're not invited." You know what I'm saying? But no. See, because we got to understand part of conditioning of us was to be able to be almost Christ-like in our forgiveness capabilities. Nobody else has the label, the level of forgiveness that we have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from slavery to Reconstruction, to redlining, to lynching, from the Ku Klux Klan. And this is not a testament to speak hate into the air. This is a testament to show you that coat of them doves don't want us in there. And every time we open our mouth, they see that we don't belong. There was no problem with the jackdaws and the doves until the jackdaw wanted what the doves had and was willing to become a dove and to become dove-like, to even bleach his beautiful feathers, to a point that by the time he tried to go back home, they wouldn't even accept him. But let that happen to us. We'd be all open arms talking about, oh, forgiveness. You know, so this one is about being true to who you are and being true to yourself. All right, class is over. I'm not going to keep y'all. It's late. I got to finish these bottles. I got to test the ambrosia that's brewing right now before I go to bed. I got to thank the Scobies and, throw some positive vibes on them. I want to thank all those people out there listening. And before we leave, I want to send shots out. Let's see where the people are listening to us from now. We're going to send shots out to the cities and the countries where people are showing us love, because that's what we have to do. All right. Last 7 days, well, we have been listened to in United States, United Kingdom, and Brazil. Shouts out to United Kingdom and Brazil. Major cities. Columbus, why you ain't at the top of this shit? I don't understand. I mean, I thank everybody that's listening, but damn, Columbus? Top cities. Menlo Park, California. Columbus, Ohio. Marietta, Georgia. Center Line, Michigan. Mountain View, California. San Jose, California. Ashburn, Virginia. Sao Paulo, Brazil, and Ypsilanti, Michigan. Ypsilanti, Michigan, you're pretty consistent. Columbus, you're consistent too. All right, so let's go a little bit deeper. Let's go back 4 weeks. So I read that list last week, so I ain't going to read that. That's pretty much the same. All right, so this is Brother Hatim. I want to thank you. I want to tell you thank you. Be sure to check us out on Patreon at Patreon.com/G&J. You know what I'm saying? Those that are giving on Patreon, I'm hooking you up with free bottles. You know what I'm saying? So go on and sign up for the monthly piece. Those that are members and do paying members, you know what I'm saying? You're going to get your bottles. You know what I'm saying? And those out there that's waiting for theirs, I got you. This is Brother Hatim. You're listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Radio. We have just completed a folk tale for grown folks, and this is a Heart of a Simple production, where we strive to blow up those old paradigms.